So I guess we'll start off with the first facts from my video on KB Bandicoot, or Kablam Bandicoot, whatever the goddamn fuck you want to call him. This column was the original first one that I scripted, but I wrote the script on a piece of paper since I was still using my goddamn screen recorder, though I might as well have not been using a script because I was still stuttering like a motherfucker. Then we have my video on Blazing Harvesta, or Slayer in 3D, which the 3D effect in the video wasn't actually intentional. The editor I had for the video, which was VideoPad at the time, had this feature where you could upload videos directly onto YouTube, and like for some reason that caused a weird 3D effect to be on the video. I don't know why, it just like fucking happened. Also, the title of the video was originally Fish Ain't Got No Feelings, as a reference to the Nirvana song Something in the Way. But my friend Doodletones actually recommended I change the title to something that reflects the 3D effect because it was such a funny fucking meme. Also, Kirby Star Warrior was originally going to be the original cameo in the video, you know, in the intro skit with the whole game show thing. And like, that would make him the first cameo that I went to, not necessarily that, you know, appeared in a video, but like, the first cameo that I went to, you know, to seek out a cameo. But due to IRL stuff, I ended up getting Lunatic the game instead, which makes him the first cameo I had in a video. And then there's Swirly Swirls, which is my video on Halo Fan, which I actually hesitated doing a video on Halo Fan, you know, his video on my self-com, because I actually requested for him to cover it. Like, I didn't want to feel like I was, you know, wanting to get material out of him. However, I felt like no one else was going to cover it, so I just decided to say fuck it, and I ended up covering it, so there we go. Then there's a Kip, which is my video on Pretty Kitty and Kurome Toa, which when the video was first uploaded, I accidentally put a picture of the background way beyond where the video is supposed to end, making the original upload like 29 minutes as opposed to 19 minutes, which it actually ended up becoming, when I used YouTube's trim tool to shorten it to where it was supposed to end. So there we go, that's why the video is exactly 19 minutes long. Also, the video only took like a couple hours to edit all the way through, which I guess is a, you know, result of the video not having a lot of, you know, editing in it. So I guess that makes sense. And then there's PA Chats, or my video on Flame Blaze, which I technically finished it like within more or less an entire day. Like, I started scripting it, I started scripting the column one night and I finished it like the very next day. That's why I say more or less an entire day. Yeah, that just goes to show you how my motivation was like back then. And then there's Flap Before You Fap, which is my first collab with Tippy. And like, for those of you who know the video, like, you would know of the Tippy scream and how like fucking loud it was. Which the entire reason the Tippy scream ended up happening was because I wasn't wearing my headphones while I had the video, when I was editing the video, of course, because I didn't have any goddamn headphones. Thus, I didn't hear how fucking loud it actually was, resulting in everyone's favorite goddamn meme. I am so sorry, Tippy. I am so goddamn sorry. Also, me and Tippy only had 1 or 2 scripting sessions when making the comm, and I guess that's one of the reasons why we don't like this video anymore. It just goes to show you. And then there's My Life is Ruining My Life, I'll explain, which is the cloud comm with me, Ash, and Cuspy. This is less of a fun fact, but more of a hindsight observation, but am I the only one who realized that I'm the only one in that comm who is still doing comms to this day? Because Ash and Cuspy are no longer doing comms anymore. I don't know, I guess I'm the only one who picked up on that. Though if Ash or Cuspy do one day happen to return to doing comms again, not gonna lie, I really want to collab with them again, because that video was fun as fuck to work on, so yeah. And then there's Jailbait on Robots Who Wins, which the original intent of the video was originally going to be like a tryout between me, Lunatic, and the before mentioned Ash. However, due to personal issues, Ash kind of dropped out of the project, leaving only me and Lunatic, and unknowingly, Ash dodged being called a Doodle for all eternity. So, just goes to show you that, like, you know, sometimes jumping out of the video at the right time is a good thing. Then there's Many Other Kids with Pumped Up Kids, which is my video on Benjamin Perry. It's technically my second video on Benjamin Perry because I covered his Bomaratsu channel, but yeah. The video was originally going to be, you know, by a friend of mine by the name of Saradust. However, he lost interest in the video, and I asked him if he could give me the script, and thus, I made my own video with a couple of changes to the original script, just to make sure I didn't make any fucking bad points. Which, I assume didn't stop me, because, yeah, I semi-disowned that video, because it's mediocre as fuck. And then there's Shoot Me Again, I Ain't Dead Yet, which is my 2-shot on Cosmo Stardust, but here's the thing, that video was going to be, like, more than just a 2-shot, but, like, when, you know, Keyblade Master checked the script and noticed a lot of issues with it, I then, you know, made the 2 good points in the script into the actual video, so, yeah, that's why it's a 2-shot. And then there's Chicks with Dicks, which is my co-op with Sarah on Prince Neo, and originally, that was going to be a try-up with me, Saradust, and Kirby Star Warrior, but Kirby kind of lost interest before we could actually get scripting, so we just continued it as a co-op. On another note, God, editing that video was a bitch. Not because it was hard to edit, because it honestly really wasn't, but because my editor at the time, being VideoPad, was kind of being a bitch. Like, every time I would try and put avatar pics into the projects, they would kind of, like, disappear, and it would be the same for whenever I rendered the video. And if you were in the Clubhouse at the time, then you would know I was fucking furious whenever the video didn't render correctly. Though I eventually did get it to render correctly, almost. There are some moments in the video where the pics disappear, which actually isn't intentional. But yeah, hey, it was the best I could do at the time, to the point where it wasn't fucking awkward as hell. And then there's Flap Before You Fap 2, which is honestly my favorite commentary, not gonna lie. But onto the fun facts. Originally, Brooke, or Bubbling Brooke if you know her, was originally going to be a cameo in place of what would later become Gregor, but however, due to the fact that, you know, Brooke would kind of take a long time to, you know, get the lines in, you know, not to throw any shade at Brooke or anything, we kind of just replaced her, you know, to save time, and again, not throwing shade at Brooke, just, we kind of needed to, you know, move on with the project. And then there's Multiracial Keemstar Beatings, which is my co-op with Dual Taku on Dustin Makes Vids. This comm, like others in this video, was originally going to include me, Dual Taku, and Saradust. However, Saradust kind of dropped out early, and then me and Dual decided to go ahead and make the video just a straight up co-op, but we then decided to cancel it because, you know, we thought it would revive ImageGate, because, you know, we were covering Dustin. However, a couple months later, we just decided, hey, let's revive the project, and the rest is history. And then there's Decorated in Flames, which is my fucking video on Flavio ZX motherfucking whatever the fuck. Anyways, the video was originally going to be a co-op between me and another commentator by the name of Ajustice90. However, a couple of others, I won't say who though, tried to convince me not to cover Flavio's video because of how immature he reacted to criticism in his original video, his original video on Fyro. However, I just decided to cover it in 2019 because fuck it, I don't fucking care how the person is going to respond. Though he actually hasn't responded to my video, which I'm gonna actually go over a similar subject in another video in this series, so there we go. And then there's Insert Tippy Scream here, which is my solo video on Blaze, and whew, this like, backstory is long and fucking complicated to say the least. Basically, here's how it goes. The original video was going to be a Clubhouse commentary with me, Joni Rue, and Lunatic the Game, who would eventually drop out, and V Omega would take his place. But after V left the Cloud Palace, the video was assumed canceled for the longest time until a couple months later when we decided to revive it as a tryout. And then I joined Joni's group Go, which we would just make it a Go com, but then V would eventually leave Go and would become a tryout again. Then both of them kind of lost interest after that, so I decided to make it into a solo video on my channel, which, not gonna lie, I like this video on mine. definitely a highlight as a solo video. And speaking of videos on Blaze, we have Blazing It in the Dark Hour, which is my, for those of you who don't know, is my tryout with Bowser Dude X and Keyblade Master. Like, I was originally going to do this video with a commentator by the name of Cosmo Stardust. However, due to complicated stuff when it came to finding a time to script, because like every time we would try to find the script, find the time to script, it would kind of, be pushed aside by some outside force or whatever. I just decided to make it a tryout with Key and Bowser Dude, with the permission of Cosmo, of course, because I didn't want to be a fucking dick, who were already wanting to hit the video with me, and yeah, the rest is history. And after this, there's not really anything else I can say in regards to fun facts, at least for the rest of the comms I have at the moment. I'm sure, there's going to be more fucking fun facts when it comes to like videos I have in the works at the moment. But I guess they'll have to wait until like next time. So this has been Slayer, signing out.